FOG Andrew here from the family of gamers. Welcome, Wargamers, to an exciting, awesome, unmatched video. Today, we are finally, I've been waiting for this for a while now. We are taking a look at the Dr. Sattler vs. T-Rex Unmatched box. Like I said, I have been waiting for this for a while, and now it is time to finally take a look at it. But before we do, if this is your first time here, why don't you consider subscribing to the channel for more Unmatched videos coming out in the future. We got battle reports, we have gameplays, reviews, unboxings, news videos, all that good stuff. So subscribe for more of that stuff coming out on the channel. But without further ado, let us take a look. So here is the box, and it has an interesting kind of comic book looking art style to it, which I actually kind of like. And when we open the box, we have here the actual rule book for Unmatched, and it has the special rules for the set, as well as team play rules, which you cannot do with this, but you have to buy more sets. Here is the T-Rex paddock board that it comes with. Nothing on the back side, just kind of like a map thing like the other Jurassic Park box that came out. But looks like an interesting map. And then what we've all been waiting for, the T-Rex inside of the box. Beautiful. We're going to take a look at all that stuff, but I have raved about the organization and the inserts of the Unmatched boxes. As you can see, we have the cards and everything with the actual dials and stuff like that underneath. The interesting thing is under here, under the T-Rex, he's got his big, or I'm sorry, her big health dial underneath there. But we're going to take a look at both of the characters and what they got in their decks right now. So we're first going to take a look at Dr. Ellie Sattler. Now, she is a move 2 fighter with only 13 health. She is also a melee character, coming with Dr. Ian Malcolm as her sidekick, which is also melee, and has a health of 7. Now, the interesting thing is that they come with these insight tokens. There's actually 6 in the box. You get an extra one, but it specifically says that you have only 5. And what happens is that when you maneuver, and with Dr. Sattler or Ian Malcolm, you move, you place an insight token in the space that they moved into. And if they move again, well, then you place another insight token in the place that they moved to. Now, seems like a lot of token management. I don't think so. I think it's just kind of like an interesting thing because, you know, she's not really a physical fighter per se. She's not going to punch the T-Rex. She's going to use the environment and her insight from everything to actually defeat the T-Rex. And what are the insight tokens for? Well, I will tell you. They're used for cards. For example, Woman Inherits the Earth. It is a 2 versatile card. Immediately draw 1 card, and she recovers health equal to the number of insight tokens that are on the board, but then you remove all insight tokens on the board. So if you have all 5 insight tokens on the board, you're recovering 5. And she has 3 of those. Violently, if necessary. I love the artwork on that. 3 versatile. After combat, deal 2 damage to each opposing fighter on or adjacent to a space with an insight token. 3 of those in the deck. She has a 2 attack. You never had control. That's the illusion. During combat, increase the value of this card by the number of insight tokens on the board and remove all insight tokens from the board. So this is potentially a 7. It's a 2 base, but then if you have all 5 insight tokens on the board, it could be a 7, which is insane. And there's 3 of those. So far, there are 3s of these cards in the deck, which is nuts. We have a 1 versatile, Sexism in Survival Situations. During combat, if the opposing fighter is a hero, the value of this card is a 4 instead. And then after combat, you may move Dr. Sattler 1 space. And I should probably mention, this effect here, you may move Dr. Sattler 1 space. When that happens, you place an insight token as well. So card effects that specifically say that Dr. Sattler moves also places an insight token in that space. She has 2 of those. I think we're back in business. This is a ridiculous card. It's a 0 versatile, but the value of this card is equal to the number of cards in your hand. This is potentially a 7. If you're able to draw a card at the beginning of your turn and then use this, you'll go down to 7 cards. This is potentially a 7 attack or defense. That is insane. And again, 3 of those. Now, Ian Malcolm has some interesting stuff. Chaos, I don't know how to pronounce that, but it is a 2 versatile, and after combat, you place an insight token in any space. Not bad, not bad. Now, she does have 3 feints, which is always good. She's also got Life Finds a Way, which is an Dr. Malcolm card. After combat, your opponent discards the top card of their deck, and Dr. Malcolm and Sattler recover health equal to that card's boost value, which is a nice, interesting card. They also have, Dr. Malcolm has the Future X Mrs. Malcolm. Draw 2 cards, place an insight token in Dr. Malcolm's space, and gain an action. So a nice way to gain an action. Must go faster. If you won the combat, you may place Dr. Malcolm and Dr. Sattler in any space, but only 1 copy of this. Lock the Doors, a 2 defense, deal 2 damage to the opposing fighter. Move your fighter up to 2 spaces. Okay, not too bad. 3 versatile, hey, hey, hey. After combat, move your other fighter up to 4 spaces. So I guess if Sattler plays this, you move Ian Malcolm 4 spaces, or if Malcolm plays this, you move Sattler 4 spaces, but only 1 of those. The Concept of Attraction, a 2 defense. After combat, you may place your fighter in any space with an insight token, so that's a good way to get out of dodge. There's 3 of those, and she has 2 regroups. Well, Dr. Sattler has some very interesting things with the insight tokens. You have potential 7s, you have potential 5s, you have potential healing, which is insane, which is good for a 13 health character, one of the lowest in the game, not counting Deadpool. She's got some interesting stuff, and these insight tokens really, really make a big play for this character. A lot of crazy stuff in the deck, and 3 feints in the deck is also insane. I think that this is very crazy, and it's more crazy than it should be, if I'm going to be honest. She seems like she has a lot of crazy stuff and will, like, very evenly go against characters like Bigfoot and Robin Hood and stuff like that. So that's Dr. Sattler. Let's move on to the T-Rex. So this is the thing that people have been waiting for, the T-Rex. As you can see, look at this model. Look at it. It is beautiful. Now the interesting thing is that the T-Rex takes up 2 spaces. Hey, don't touch the model. The T-Rex takes up 2 spaces on the board, or if it can't take up 2 spaces on the board, like this or like this, you just point the back towards the space that it, I guess, comes from. It's a little hard to explain from the rule book, but that's kind of how they said it. Now, if it's in both of these spaces, it is in both of those zones. Now, the T-Rex is considered a large fighter, which cannot go through the secret passageways on Baskerville Manor, and it has 27 health. Look at this big health dial. This is insane. Now, it only has a move of 1. Obviously, it's melee. She can also attack from 2 spaces away. So if you have Sattler right here, 1, 2, the T-Rex can attack. So being a large fighter seems to have its benefits, but her ability is that at the end of your turn, you automatically draw a card. So and this is not optional, you have to draw a card. Now, what cards does she have in her deck that would make you want to keep drawing cards at the end of your turn? Now, also, a move of 1, this deck better have some big boost values in here, because you're going to want to boost your movement every turn just to get around the board. And not even just on a little board like this. On a bigger board, it's going to be tough to get around with only a move of 1. So there should be some nice boost values in here, but let's see. So, first things first, we got You're Just Making Her Angry, a 1 defense card. You can boost this card, and if you won the combat, you return the card to your hand. Alright, not bad. You got 2 of those in the deck. Closer Than She Appears. You move the T-Rex up to 1 space. Okay, nice. Extra movement. Draw 1 card. Okay, that's always good, but then at the end of your turn, you're going to draw another card. But then you gain an action. Alright. Gaining an action's always nice. I know Coach loves doing that with Bruce Lee, of course. 15,000 pounds of muscle. It is a 3 attack with a 3 boost, so that's good. You only have 2 of these in the deck, but during combat you ignore the value of your opponent's card, but then you, after combat, take 2 damage. So that's pretty interesting. But with 27 health, I can't really complain. Thrash, a 2 versatile. You can boost this card, and if you won the combat, deal 1 damage to each opposing fighter in T-Rex's zone. Wow, that is a great way to get rid of the Merry Men or the Hand from Elektra or even Dracula's sisters. That is a great way to get rid of a ton of 1 health sidekicks. Then there are 3 of those in the deck. Reckless Lunge, a 3 value attack card. Deal 3 damage to the opposing fighter after combat, but then you take 3 damage, and it's a 4 boost. So if you're not willing to take the 3 damage from this card, guess what? It's a 4 boost. You can get around the board very nicely and even move 5 spaces, which is nice. When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth, 2 attack card. Again, 3 boosts, which isn't bad. You may boost this card, but if you won the combat, draw 1 card, gain an action, and take 2 damage. So there's a lot of nice card draw in the deck, but I think that's kind of not too good because her ability lets her draw a card at the end of her turn. So exhaustion is kind of a threat in her deck, it seems. And you have 4 of those in the deck, actually. 65 million years of Gut Instinct is a scheme. Choose a card in your discard pile other than this card, 65 million years of Gut Instinct, and add it to your hand. Okay, not bad. So there are ways to get around the exhaustion. Terrifying Roar, a 3 versatile card. Immediately, fighters cannot leave their space for the rest of their turn. Wow, that is a great card against Bruce Lee, because if Bruce Lee wants to get out of the space and not be adjacent anymore to the T-Rex, well, guess what? Not anymore, because he's stuck in space. Coach is not going to like that. Ripples in the Water is a scheme. Place T-Rex in any space in her zone. Wow, okay. Then each opponent with a fighter adjacent to T-Rex discards 1 random card. That is a nice scheme that you have 3 of. Now a classic card from Sinbad and Luke Cage's deck. Commanding Impact, a 5 value attack card, and after combat, you get to draw a card. And, of course, the T-Rex has 3 momentous shifts. Now, T-Rex seems very interesting. You're going to want to maneuver and boost your movement almost every turn. But then again, you're drawing a card at the end of your turn, so you're at least going to draw 2 cards on your turn if you maneuver once and then draw at the end of your turn. And double maneuvering, that's going to be 3 cards you're going to draw, and then you're going to have to discard down anyway, so that's kind of going to really affect the T-Rex's play, because exhaustion, it seems like, is a very, very, very big threat to the T-Rex. So I think the T-Rex just wants to get in, boost the movement, and destroy whatever is there. But with 27 health, exhaustion might not be that big of a problem for her, because if you get exhausted and take the 2 damage, you're only going down a little bit. And with 27 health, I mean, come on, I don't think exhaustion is going to be that big of a problem for her. But that is the T-Rex. So that is the Dr. Sattler versus T-Rex Unmatched box. What do I think of it? I think it's not bad. It is a nice, solid entry into the Unmatched game system. And I think Dr. Sattler, as a fighter in Unmatched, will fare pretty well against the other fighters in the game. And the T-Rex seems pretty scary to fight against, but I wonder how the T-Rex is going to play against some of the Marvel characters like Bullseye from being Bullseye shooting at range 5 and the T-Rex not shooting, but hitting you from range 2 essentially and only moving 1. I wonder how that's going to be. I wonder how she's going to play against some of the other unmatched characters. So the T-Rex I'm a little iffy on, but I think Dr. Sattler is definitely going to be a solid character in the game. I got to get a lot of plays in with the T-Rex and see how she is. But let me know what you think down in the comments below, what you think of this box, and stay tuned for more Unmatched videos coming out in the future. Now the video right here is what the algorithm says you must watch, because the algorithm will cry and yell at me, and I do not want to get yelled at by the algorithm. And also subscribe if you haven't already for more Unmatched videos, and check out the Patreon above my head here. I'll see you in the next one.